Cheers, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of my pathetic life as a homeowner. You know, I've watched a lot of reviews, and if you subscribe to my channel, which I hope you guys do, I create reviews on products and maintenance and all that stuff, right? So I decided to do a video of what it's like to have a Pentair Rebel for 6 years. I bought this thing in June 2016, and it is October 2022. So this thing's been in my pool cleaning it. It's not so much cleaning right now, but it's been cleaning it for 6 years, and I wanted to do a review instead of a brand new review like everybody else does. A review of what this thing looks like after 6 years. Now, so again, this is the Rebel by Pentair Pool Vacuum, and this is what it looks like after 6 years. The reason why I took it out of the water is because the wheel slipped off and it got sucked in, or the tire slipped off. Now, 6 years worth of tire, this is what it looks like. This tire is completely disintegrated. This rubber here, it's sticky, and this little nub that's supposed to help with pushing it off walls is basically kind of flattened out. So 6 years, that's what the tire looks like. Now, the internal guts of this thing, and I'm not going to open it up, but I did open it up, they look all right. Everything on the internal, even the external here, looks all right. The only thing that was a big issue was, as you can see, the tire. Now, the other thing I'm going to mention is the tubing. After about 5 years, the tubing became very brittle and it started to break. Luckily, when you buy this Rebel, which is roughly like 400 to 450 bucks, it's not a cheap toy by any means, but anyways, when you buy it, it does come with a lot of tubing, and depending on the size of your pool, like this one here, it's roughly 11,000 gallons. I was able to use only half of the tubing. Then after 5 years, I was able to use the second half of the tubing. So I'm kind of on the second half of the tubing. I'm like one tube short, but yeah, so yeah, long story short, this tubing will go brittle. It'll have some sort of chemical reaction, whether it's with the pool chemicals or whether it's the UV, but it does go brittle. Now, that being said, you see this tire. There's two things you can do once you get into the world of 6 years with your Rebel. You can replace just the tires, which I'm about to do right now. And these tires were 20 bucks off of Amazon. There's a lot of versions of them. I just kind of happened to pick one. I'll post the link in the description below if somebody's actually getting into this scenario same as I am. But there's also, you can buy a tune-up kit from Pentair themselves, and I'll post a link to that if I can find it as well. The tune-up kit will come with, I believe it comes with the full wheels, if I'm not mistaken, with the tires already on them. And then it also comes with the drive shafts, and there's little bearings here that kind of fit in. They're all plastic white bearings. I looked at those before I made the call to just buy the tires, and honestly, after 6 years, it seemed like the bearings or the drive shafts looked like they didn't have a whole lot of wear. So yeah, that's that. I'm just gonna throw these tires on here, and I'm gonna show you a little video. I'm gonna throw it in the pool, and you can watch that while you have a beer and while I have a beer. And then please like and subscribe, and we'll go from there. Cheers. So yeah, while you guys are watching this thing run around, do its thing, just to cover a few things. First of all, by the way, I just cleaned my pool deck, power washed it. So the pool at the bottom is really dirty, so it's got some work to do here. Thank God for these new tires, hopefully. I might have to do a review on these tires. I don't know, they're off of Amazon. Should they change anything of functionality of this thing? I have no idea. Anyways, if you want me to review these tires, I don't know if anybody comes across this video, then leave a comment below. But back to this thing. So, was this thing worth the $400 to $450 that I paid for it 6 years ago? I would say yeah. I would say absolutely. I mean, this thing's been running in my pool for, again, 6 years. and it's been doing its regular maintenance. It's never really faulted out on me by any means. Faulted out being like there's nothing ever that's happened up until this whole tire replacement, right? So 6 years, everything's gonna wear out. And I would say that it was definitely worth the money. The fact that Pentair has these tune-up kits is even better. I think the tune-up kit's around 120 bucks. So I was kind of humming and hawing and buying a new one, and then I kind of started looking into it a little bit and found the tires for 20 bucks, and I said, you know what, let's start with the tires and see what happens from there. So other than that, it is a random vacuum cleaner. It doesn't go back and forth like a nice little, you know, a new world Roomba per se. But it has its quirks. It does get hung up in certain areas if your pool's got some weird kinks in it. Yeah, I mean, it's got its quirks, but at the end of the day, it does a good job, and I totally recommend it. So if you are still watching this video, cheers to you and have yourself a wonderful day. And I think I'm gonna start doing a little bit more of these aged reviews versus new reviews, because it just makes sense, right? You're buying a product and you're going on to look at the reviews, and like these people just unbox the product and they're like, wow, there's a review, the boxing was great, look at me, da 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 da, that's awesome, works, I use it for 5 days. So let's see some old reviews, aged reviews on products. Subscribe and we'll go from there. Cheers, everybody.